and welcome to Blue Club Sports. This is an NFL video finally coming to you, and today we're going to be talking about what I expect from this NFL season. Honestly, I'm not excited whatsoever, being a New York Football Giants fan. But I wrote out the schedule on paper. I put game by game what I think is going to happen. And honestly, I'm kind of excited to see this. I'm excited. To be honest, I'm glad I did this because I'd be going in to this season not really caring, to be honest, with you guys. But I will give also my predictions on who wins the NFC East, who wins the Super Bowl, and who wins MVP this year. But before I get more into the video, if you like the fact that I'm doing NFL content finally, please drop a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't done so, and comment what you think is going to happen this NFL year. So let's get into it, right? New York Giants. All right. So week 1, we play in Nissan Stadium in Tennessee. We play the Titans. I think we're going to lose that game. So right now we're at 0-1 versus Panthers at home. 0-2. I think we don't win that. I think Baker Mayfield, it's as simple as Baker Mayfield is way better than Daniel Jones. And that's that. That's basically it. But I think that will be a close game for sure. I think with the addition of Wink Martindale, I think we would be a good defense yet again. And we won't be blown out. I don't think so. I think what will happen is the games we lose, our defense keeps them to a respectable scoreline, but our offense does not work. Our offense peters out. But that's why Coach Daboll's here, right? He's supposed to improve the offense. But to be honest with you, improving the offense means we got to get rid of Daniel Jones. But they're going to let it play out this year just because we're broke. We didn't have any cap space this year, so we can't really get anyone. But next year's draft, we're getting quarterback, and that's for sure it's going to happen, no matter what I think happens in this schedule or my prediction for the season. Week 3 versus the Cowboys in MetLife, we're going 0-3. Dak owns us. We know that. But I think these are all close games. But what happens is Daniel Jones can't fucking do it in primetime games, which is going to be a Monday night game, and we're going to lose. So we're going to be 0-3 going into week 4, and everyone's going to say Daniel Jones ain't shit, which is what is the truth. He's not shit, to be honest with you guys. Week 4 against the Bears at home, that's a win. Week 5 in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, Packers, we're going to lose. I heard some joke that, Aaron Rodgers might not be able to travel because of, his status, if you guys know what I mean. But I think that's a load of bollocks. So I think he's able to play. So that's a loss. 1-4. Week 6, we play the Ravens. That's going to be a win because like I said, Mark, I keep calling him Mark. Don Wink Martindale ain't going to lose to Lamar Jackson. I'm just going to say that. It'll be a messy game. It'll be like 10-7, something crazy like that. But we'll win. 2-4. Week 7 at the Jags. That's a win. 3-4. At the Seahawks. That's another win. 4-4. So if we're going to be 4-4 going into the bye at week 9, if that happens, I'm like so pumped because this is like the last time I seen the Giants at 300 was, when we start off every season 0-0. And yeah, this is pretty sad. This is pretty sad that I'm excited to be at 500 midway through the season. Week 10 versus the Texans. That's a win. Texans suck. 5-4. Versus the Lions. That's a win. 6-4. At the Cowboys for Thanksgiving. That's a loss. Like I said, Daniel Jones cannot perform whatsoever on primetime games, big stage moments. He wets the bed every time. So that's a loss. 6-5 is the record. Versus the Commanders, That's a win. 7-5 versus Philly at home. That's a win. The reason why I'm saying this is a win is I respect the Eagles, but Daniel Jones being as shit as he is, with a nearly broken neck, beat the Eagles in Jersey. So yeah, the Eagles are sorry. They always get these talented players and never do anything with them. 2017, or I think it was 2017, you won the Super Bowl. That was a fluke. That doesn't really happen. You're not going to get lucky twice. I'm going to be honest. But that's a win. So we're 8-5 at the Commanders. That's another win. 9-5. If the Giants are anywhere close to being respectable, we always sweep Washington. That's just the case. That's how it is. Even Commanders fans would understand. At the Vikings, that's a loss because we're playing in Minnesota, and that's always a tricky game for some reason. Versus the Colts at home, that's a loss. We're at 9-7. At the Eagles beat us at the Link, 9-8. So our final record is 9-8. This would make me happy. 9-8. The reason why I'm giving them 9-8 is because there's games here that we would totally lose last year. The thing is I'm accounting for better coaching, the same quarterback play, but way better coaching. And I think that's the difference. If we can just get one scoring drive when we need it the most, I think we'll do it more times than we did last year. That's for sure. But to be honest with you guys, my NFC East winner is going to be the Eagles. They made the wild card last year. I think the additions they made, yes, I said, we're going to beat them, but I think they'll sweep the Commanders, and I think they're going to sweep the Cowboys. So I think that's how they're going to win it. It's not going to be they're not going to run away with it. They're not going to be a 1 or 2 seed in the NFC. I think I've seen some people that I respect in the media say they're going to be a 1 or 2 seed in NFC. I think that's a stretch, to be honest, but you never know, right? My pick for the Super Bowl is going to be Bucks versus Bills, which I have the Bills winning, and Josh Allen's going to be my MVP. But to be honest with you guys, I want to know what you think. The NFL is the most popular sport in America where I live. And yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting year. Will 9-8 be good enough for the Giants to make the playoffs as a wild card? I hope so. Here's the thing. Daniel Jones is ass. I think whether we make it to the playoffs or not, I think he's still getting cut. Or not cut, but he's not going to be re-signed. Schoen and Brian Daboll want their own guy. They don't want to get someone's leftovers. I'm sorry, Daniel Jones, you seem like a good kid, but they're going to want their own guy. The only way Daniel Jones gets re-signed to a max deal or anything close to like 35, 40 million, some crazy stuff like that, is we're going to have to be a 1 or 2 seed, win the East, and win a playoff game. That's the only way Daniel Jones gets that contract that he wants. And look, you have players like Daniel Jones and you have players like Saquon Barkley that are on their contract here, their final year of the deal. And I'm hoping they step up. Their backs are against the wall right now, and I really do hope that they step up and perform, because I'm tired of this franchise being sorry. I'm tired of this franchise being a joke of the NFL, and it's time that we start winning some fucking games. I'm a big believer in Brian Daboll. I'm a big believer in Schoen. Until they prove me otherwise, my full faith is in them, I guess you could say. But the New York Giants, 9-8, I think that's very realistic to obtain. And I think if we do have a 3 and whatever season, we have a 4-win season, I'm going to be disappointed. Because I think the fine margins in the game, I think We've made improvements. I think it's really down to coaching. I honestly, call me crazy, I'm not a fan that we cut Blake Martinez, but when I really look at the schedule, it's not the hardest schedule. We have a last place schedule, as you all know, because we're always finishing last in the East. But I think it's not crazy to think we'll be 9-8. You usually just hear that from the Daniel Jones dick riders, but I did the math, guys. It's just 9-8's obtainable. So we'll see what that means. If it's a wild card, then the NFC was dog water this year. But I don't know. If we finish 9-8 and we miss out on a wild card, I know it's going to be really negative because I have the last three games in the season being losses. And so they would say, oh, the Giants, they basically folded. They could have been in the playoffs, but they folded up. And that's a little harsh. You look at the teams we're playing. We're playing at the Link. We're playing the Colts. I think. Who else are we playing? We're playing at Minnesota. That's not. It's not an easy game. But 9-8, the Giants. I'd be very happy, and it's realistic, I feel like. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the NFL season. I know there's some Cowboys fans that I know personally that don't want to watch the NFL season. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with them. But you can like multiple sports at once. That's all I'm going to say. So that's all I got for this video, guys. Like I said, if you have anything to say, please, please, please drop a comment down below. Also, you can follow me on social media at Blue Club Sports on Instagram and Twitter. I greatly appreciate you guys watching, and you guys take care.